Assalamu alaikum students, I am Sir Sahir, your biology teacher. Today we are going to learn about the homeostasis and its various aspects. So starting from the first line, that the external environment or the conditions in which an organism lives may vary greatly even over a brief period of time. So you must remember, or you know that our external environment is always changing, and every time it changes. Sometimes it's very cold, sometimes it's very hot, sometimes it's some sort of the balance and condition. We have four seasons such as spring, winter, cold. So these things can greatly affect in our body, and the temperature such as acidity, salts, water are also considered as an external environment which affect on our body. So these are some of the external factors of which an organism must adjust in order to survive. So we have to maintain our body internal environment because these external factors affecting on our body. Meanwhile, each organism carries out certain activities basic to their life processes such as nutrition, respiration, which may produce some unwanted chemicals. You must understand that when we eat something or when we respire, so unwanted substance such as excretory products or carbon dioxide should be excreted out from our body. So these are being produced when these things, the nutrition, food or oxygen goes inside our body to release the energy. Carbon dioxide is being also produced, and also when the breakdown of nitrogenous substances takes place in the liver, so this material is also being produced. So this should be excreted out. Thus organisms, in order to live, have to maintain a steady internal environment to face the harsh fluctuating in external condition. So this is the important thing, that in our body it should be important that our body have to maintain our internal environment, because our external environment is very much steady, very much fluctuating. So homeostasis is a Greek word which means to stay the same. When our body maintains our internal fluid environment, and to maintain its same, that is known as a homeostasis. It is defined as a set of regulatory mechanisms which are involved in maintaining an organism internal environment within suitable limits. So this is known as the homeostasis. The word environment refers to the condition in which an organism lives. So our external environment, where we are living, either we are living in a cold environment, either living in a hot environment, either living inside the water, either living organisms are on the land, on dry condition or desert area, where they are living. So that particular condition is known as an environment. Thus the pond water inhabited by an amoeba is its environment, as I told you earlier, that the amoeba's environment is the pond water. Similarly, tissue fluid and sap are the environments of the higher animals and plants respectively. Okay, so in our body all the cells have the tissue fluid, and that is the cell's environment, and cell sap is the environment for the plant's cells respectively. From the tissues fluids, cells not only receive all substances they need, but also release into their unwanted substances. So this is the main thing we are learning here, that when tissues or cells not only receive the substances they need, but also they release by the breakdown of their chemicals reactions, they release some unwanted substances also. So these chemical substances, unwanted substances, should always be released from our body to maintain the cell's internal cell's environment. So since the chemical composition of the tissue fluid is always subjected to change, it must be kept constant or at least held at narrow limit of its cells to continue to perform vital activities. The main major important aspects of the homeostasis are the osmoregulation. By the process of osmoregulation, the body cells can maintain the osmotic pressure, which we will study further in our this current or the coming lecture, and which is determined by the relative concentration of solutes and water. So what are the solutes? Solutes are the number of salt concentration present inside the water is known as a solute. And second aspect of the osmoregulatory or homeostatic mechanism is the excretion. So you know that the nitrogenous waste or metabolic waste are being created inside our body, so these must be excreted out from our body, and this removal of excessive substances or unwanted or toxic metabolic substances or byproducts should be needed by the homeostasis to maintain its internal environment. And third one is the thermoregulation. This thermoregulation is very much important to maintain the internal body temperature. By maintaining the internal body temperature, or all the enzymes, chemical reactions occurring in the inside our body, metabolic activities occurring inside our body would be enhanced. If the temperature becomes low or becomes too high, our enzymes will not be working in proper way. So it is important to maintain the homeostatic mechanism by the aspects of osmoregulation, excretion and thermoregulation. So what kind of systems which are involved in maintaining the homeostatic mechanism? First of all, the nervous system is the most important system which is involved or responsible of maintaining the homeostatic mechanism. Second one is the immune system, which is also involved in the maintenance of the or the homeostatic mechanism. And third one, the endocrine system, which is also responsible to is involved in the maintaining of the homeostatic mechanism. So this is all about today's lecture. Tomorrow and next lecture or next video, we will study the feedback mechanism by which the homeostatic mechanism works. Thank you.